Ukaro anthakaro vairukarastan nivartakaha anthakara nirodhitvad gurujitya vidhiyate. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Motamate Samprapte Sannihite Kale Nahi Nahi Rakshadi Dukrin Karane. Shloka number 27. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Dheyam Shripadi Rupamajashram Neyam Sajjana Sankechitam Deyam Dina Janaya Chavitam. Once more. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Deyam Shripadi Rupamajashram Neyam Sajjana Sankechitam Deyam Dina Janaya Chavitam Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Motamate. So, we saw in the next previous verse ending a beautiful line. I will start from there. Atmajnana vihina moodaha te pachyande naraka nigudaha. This was the line. The human being birth is very precious, as we know that. Among 84 lakhs of living beings, to get a human birth, it's very, very rare and it's very precious. And also, after getting the human birth, we need to focus on the goal, ultimate goal. In fact, most of the people may ignore this human goal, what we call moksha, because of the attraction towards this Dvaita Prapancham. Worldly things are so much attractive for a human being. And a human being will become a prey for the worldly things. The moksha, the purushartha, is the ultimate human goal. Other three goals we will keep aside in the purushartha, that is dharmam, artham, and kamam. We will keep aside for the time being. The ultimate goal, moksha, is only possible in this precious human birth. Arthakama is possible in another births also. Artha, a thing to be acquired or accomplished, which can give some happiness in one's life. Kama, a desire to be happy by getting certain things which are worldly things. It's possible even in other birds. Like a bird, for the sake of happiness, it will have a mate, and they both together will make a nest and lay some eggs and make them chicks, and they will be happy. Arthakama is possible in other birds also. That is why I told you to keep aside dharma, artha, and kama. Even though they are human goals, moksha is the specific human goal to be pursued as a human being who can think behind the nose. For the sake of liberation, there is a direct means which is told in the previous shloka, that is Atma Jnanam. All our bondages are due to the ignorance of not knowing oneself. The bondages are seemingly bondages. They are not real bondages. Any type of connection with the worldly things which are binding is nothing due to the ignorance of oneself. In order to come out of this ignorance, what are the ignorance? I already mentioned you in the last class. We have different facts to say what is ignorance. One first amount we can say the world is true and the worldly things are meant for me to make me happy. This is one ignorance. One can think like this and one can mistake the worldly thing to be accomplished for the sake of happiness. The way how the ignorance flow outside, this is the one way. That worldly things are meant for me and they can make me happy. This is the way of one flow of ignorance. Now, other way of ignorance flowing out. I am separate from all other things which I see in this external world. The source of happiness is worldly things. People are working to get money and to buy certain things, and through these things I can be also happy. And also, every worldly thing, each and everything what I perceive outside me is filled with happiness. This is also ignorance. So lots and lots of mistakes which I commit due to not knowing my reality. All these things comes out from not knowing who am I. That is why he told Atma Jnanam. Knowing about oneself is the only direct means to the liberation, free from all kinds of bondages and free from this samsara, which is called death and birth cycle. So for that, he told in this previous shloka, emphasizing Atma Jnana Vihina Mudaha, those who are deluded about what is right and what is wrong, they don't know. And they perceive that worldly things and external world is, even though it is not true, they think that it is real. The external world is real. The worldly things are meant for me. This is called delusion, moham. A worldly thing can make me happy. Simple way of understanding what is called Moham and Moodha. Who is Moodha? A deluded person who don't know the real fact that world is only due to not knowing about oneself. External world doesn't exist at any point of time. It is due to Maya, the mysterious power of Parabrahman. It seems to be existing. When I know that I am the locus, I am the base of this creation, and all names and forms are nothing which is due to illusion, it appears as though they are existing in the world. All these things one needs to know by knowing one's own self, Atma Jnanam. Without Atma Jnanam, it is not possible to come out of the worldly things. In order to gain Atma Jnanam, one should be equipped with Anthakarana Shuddhi. A purity, a pure mind is ready to grasp the knowledge what is told by the traditional teacher. An impure mind may not understand the reality. Anthakarana Shuddhi is the main priority of each and every actions what we do in this external world. Actions have the capacity to bind a person by giving karma pala in the form of punya and papa and make a ride through the samsara again and again. They have that potential, actions. So whenever you are indulged in doing actions, according to our natural instinct, we may proceed to do the actions day by day, not knowing the reality. They have the capacity, they have the potential to bind me by giving the karma pala, punya and papa. And in order to enjoy the punya, I need senses, and senses are always endowed in a body. Jnanendriyam or karmendriyam is endowed in a body. They will not come alone. They are always a part of the human body. Any body it may be. In order to enjoy, we need senses. In order to enjoy, because we need senses, a body will be there. This is how karma pala is binding a person. And when a person do actions, karma palas are given so that actions have the potential to bind a person. But when the actions are meant to karma yoga, what is meant by karma yoga? Forgetting the results and doing the actions in a sincere way, without having a connection with the result. I am not having the expectance towards the results. I don't expect any kind of result, but I do the actions properly, sincerely, as long as I live in this world. Thus, a person do karma yoga, that same actions will become the main tool to get Antakarana Shuddhi, which will be helpful to receive the knowledge. So, even though the actions have the capacity to bind a person in this samsara, the same actions, if we perform with an attitude of karma yoga, what is meant by karma yoga? Forgetting the results and keeping the actions and doing the actions properly in one's life. Ishvara arpana buddhya, Ishvara arathanaya. I am doing this action in order to please the Lord, not for anybody. I am not expecting any kind of results. Any result is being delivered by the Lord, I will accept it with complete mind. This is called Karma Yoga. Keeping an attitude while doing the action that I am doing this action to please the Lord, not to please anybody. I am not interested in worldly results. I just do the actions as long as my body has the capacity to do. Thus, the same actions are used to become liberated from this world. Even though all the actions have the capacity or the potential to bind a person in the samsara, the same actions making a difference in the attitude and making the actions into karma yoga, the same actions are used to be liberated from this world. How they will help? They will help through getting the antakarana shuddhi. When we do the forgetting the karma pala, that give a certain amount of antakarana shuddhi for an individual. This antakarana shuddhi is very important when you go in front of a guru. A person who's having this antakarana shuddhi can easily grasp this atma jnanam. So for the sake of antakarana shuddhi, he present this today's shloka. Right now, what we are referring now, I will come to that shloka. For the sake of antakarana shuddhi, there are different actions one need to be done in one's life as sadhanas. What is meant by sadhana? An action which have the capacity to give the purity of the mind. For the sake of the purification of the mind, I should do certain actions daily in my life. For the sake of antakarana shuddhi. Ishwara arpana buddhya, I do certain actions. For pleasing the Lord. May the Lord please by my actions. May the Lord become happy by my actions. I do sincerely all my actions. That is called antakarana. That is called karma yoga, which will be helpful for an individual to gain antakarana shuddhi. What are the antakarana ashuddhi, impurities of the mind? He already mentioned before two slokas, kamaha, krotaha, lobaha, mohaha, etc., etc., etc. I'm not going again to that. All this will be removed when you do the actions in the bhavana of karma yoga. When the attitude is changed, most of the people do any action by expecting a certain phala. When you have an expectancy in the result, it is an ordinary action. When you don't expect the result, this is called karma yogam. Yoga bhavanaya karma kartum arhasi. He tells to Arjuna, Lord Krishna, you are meant to do the actions keeping an attitude of forgetting the results and doing the actions properly, because actions can be chosen by a human being, but the results will be always connected with all other results what we have done in my whole life. In the previous birth, what are results I am gaining? With that result, this result also have connection. There is a big explanation of karma yoga. For the time being, we need only this. Any action we have to do with the attitude of karma yoga. An action which we perform should be done properly, sincerely in this world, but I am not interested about the results. This is called karma yoga. When we do any action in the form of karma yoga, we gain antakarana shuddhi, which is the essential part of a spiritual pursuit. Without antakarana shuddhi, knowledge is not possible. Antakarana shuddhi is the main concern of each and every action where Shankara says in Viveka Chudamani, Chittasya Shuddhaye Karma. All the karmas are meant to the purification of mind. Main concern of each and every action for a human being is that purification of mind. All other benefits by doing an action are secondary. The primary benefit through an action should be Anthakarana Shuddhi. I do an action properly. Through that, I gain the purification of the mind. For the purification of the mind, he lists certain actions which one has to do without compromising in the daily life. Sadhanas are listed. Certain amount of sadhanas will make the person more mature, more clear to receive the knowledge, that what we call Anthakarana Shuddhi, purification of the mind. This is what is told in this present shloka. Geyam Gita Gana Sahasram, the first line. Geyam, one need to be recite Gita. Gita means Bhagavad Gita. In order to chant Bhagavad Gita, one needs to study under a traditional teacher. Geyam Gita. Daily one needs to do that. For the sake of Anthakarana Shuddhi, may one go to a traditional teacher and study how to recite Bhagavad Gita, how to chant Bhagavad Gita. Definitely, traditional teacher will not only make you to chant, also make you to know the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, what is told in Bhagavad Gita, which will become the reason for the liberation. Nobody chant Bhagavad Gita. Just chanting Bhagavad Gita, nothing will happen. By knowing the meaning of Bhagavad Gita, and daily one needs to go through the meaning of Bhagavad Gita by chanting the Bhagavad Gita daily. Once you study the Bhagavad Gita under a traditional teacher, he will make you understand the whole meaning of Bhagavad Gita, that you are the ultimate truth in this world. You never die. You never get a birth. You don't have any kind of relationship with the worldly things. You are free from all kinds of relationships from the worldly things. And you are the one who is the base of entire creation. By saying that, traditional teacher will make you to know what is Bhagavad Gita. Also, he will help you to chant Bhagavad Gita daily. And Shankara says, without any amendment, without compromising. When I say compromising means, without compromising means, spiritual pursuit should be followed by a serious person. When a serious person chooses spiritual pursuit, he don't compromise his sadhanas daily. When you are hungry in your daily life, you don't choose to go on hungry. You just take some bananas, you take some juice, or take some ground, whatever it may be, it's available for the sake of for having some relief in your hunger. You take certain things into your daily life. We don't avoid food daily in our life. Once in a while, we used to keep away from all kinds of food, for the sake of the healthy body. When we are really interested in one thing, we will continually pursuing that particular thing because we have a certain amount of interest on that. We are totally in love with that thing, so that we pursue that thing. Without having an interest on the thing, without having the full mind to know what is the thing told in that, we don't be ready to know what is that. That is what is told, that Geyam Gita. May one study the Gita under a traditional teacher and try to understand the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita, and after knowing the meaning of Bhagavad Gita, may one recite Bhagavad Gita daily in their life. It will help the person to get connection, to get connected with the meaning which are told in the Bhagavad Gita. Especially in the second chapter, from the 11th shloka to the 30th shloka, the ultimate truth is revealed in a proper way in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. One needs to by heart those slogans, that verses. That is the gist of Bhagavad Gita. This is being elaborately told to Arjuna in all other 15 chapters. In the second chapter, from the 11th shloka, where Krishna starts his instruction to Lord Arjuna, from there onwards, from the 11th shloka onwards to the 30th shloka, those 20 shlokas are very important. Definitely, without having any compromise, one needs to by heart that. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyan Anvashojastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase Gatasuna Gatasumscha Nanushochanti Panditaha. He starts from the 11th shloka onwards, up to the 30th shloka. The gist, the pursuit is told. What is called moksha is being revealed through that 20 slogans. One need to recite at least daily if you don't have a chance to chant daily Bhagavad Gita in one's life. Suppose you have studied under a traditional teacher all 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. May one recite daily one chapter in their life. If you want to get more clarity on this spiritual pursuit. That is why Adi Shankara, after saying Atmajnanam being the central theme of a human being who is in the spiritual pursuit, for the sake of gaining this knowledge, one should have the purification of mind. For the purification of mind, certain sadhanas are listed which are important. And first sadhana is that may one recite Bhagavad Gita daily in one's life as long as they live in this world. Geyam Gita. Then, second word, Gana Sahasram. There are different types of Sahasranamams available in our tradition. Vishnu Sahasranamam, Lalita Sahasranamam, Shiva Sahasranamam, Ganesha Sahasranamam, Saraswati Sahasranamam, Hanumat Sahasranamam, Sri Rama Sahasranamam. Lot of Sahasranamams are available. A set of verses which give 1,000 different meanings of a particular deity. That is called Sahasranam. Certain set of shlokas which are having almost 1,000 or 1,001 names of a particular deity. Even though these shlokas are revealing different names of the particular deity, the concept of Sahasranamam is Vishwarupa Darshanam. Everything is nothing but one God. Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. This is the concept of each and every Sahasranamam. It's not that you are praying to a particular deity calling in different names. No. The concept is the one thing which we call Brahman is in different forms. This concept is being given through Sahasranama. If you look into Lalita Sahasranamam, if you look into the Vishnu Sahasranamam, you only see Vedantic names. Jnana Jnatri Jnaya Rupa Vidya Vidya Surupini. One line in Lalita Sahasranamam. Like this, Vedanta is being revealed through all Sahasranamams. Even though in this empirical world, they are meant for a particular deity. For example, Vishnu Sahasranamam is meant for Lord Vishnu. We know that. Shiva Sahasranamam is meant for Shiva. Lalita Sahasranamam is meant for Lotus Shakti. But the concept of each and every Sahasranamam is everything is nothing but one entity called Brahman. So the Sahasram word should be converted into Sarvam. The Sarvam is being meant through the word Sahasram. That is being told by Adi Shankara. May one recite any of the Sahasranama in one's life daily. Geyam Gita Gana Sahasram. May one recite and study Bhagavad Gita daily in one's life. May one recite Sahasranamam in one's life daily without having any amendment. Without compromising, like food. We take our food daily 3 times without having any compromise. Sometimes we skip certain time. So he says that may the person do all these sadhanas for the purification of mind. May one recite Bhagavad Gita, may one recite Sahasranam. Vishnu Sahasranamam is very popular. If one can study and recite daily, certain amount of purity will be accumulated in one's mind, which will be helpful to know the knowledge of Brahman from a traditional teacher. The qualification of a spiritual person is evaluated how much purity he is having. Not out of the dress or not out of the appearance. The purity of the mind is the main concern for receiving the knowledge of Brahman. For that purity, one needs to recite both. Then, some meditation on a particular deity. Deyam, may one meditate on what? Shri Pati Rupam. Shri means Lakshmi, the Lotus. One who is having all kind of prosperities is called Shri. The Lakshmi is the wife of Lord Vishnu. So Shri Pati, the prosperities, even though belonging to Lakshmi, she always go along with her husband, who is Vishnu, Hari. Shri Pati, Vishnu, the word itself will show it's Brahman, Vishdadu. Entered everywhere in this word is called Vishnu, who is all pervasive, who is entering in each and every cell in the universe. He is called Vishnu. Deyam Shripati. May one meditate upon the desirable deity. It can be Sagunakara Brahmam, Saguna Brahmam, keeping a name and form inside the mind and meditate upon that. That is called Saguna Brahma Upasana. Or Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Devoid of name and form, may one meditate upon the consciousness. Nirguna Upasana. Nirguna Brahma Upasana. It can be a deity inside the mind and thinking about this deity for a length of time, or all the way, Achashram, always. Deyam Shripati Rupam Achashram. Always may one think about the Lord Vishnu, Achashram. Deyam Shripati Rupam Achashram. Then he says one of the main sadhanas in our daily life we need to do deliberately. What? Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. May one lead one's own mind. Sajjana Sange. Sajjana Sangam means wherever spiritual talks are going on, traditional teachings are going on, wherever there is a lecture on Brahman is going on, may one lead one's mind towards those places. Sajjana Sangham. May one get always connected with the noble people or traditional teachers. That will help certain amount of not doing any kind of wrong actions. The guidance will be there daily. When we don't have a proper guidance or when we don't have a connection with a proper traditional teacher, we get involved in different types of worldly things which are wrong in one's life. Because nobody is there to control. Nobody is to help him what is right and what is wrong to see in his life. When there is no guidance, we will jump and do certain wrong actions and the results will be very, very terrible. One cannot afford that. Why? When there is no guidance, we may think what is wrong is right. Even though it is wrong, for my feeling, it will be always right. And I do certain things which I take granted that it is right. And the results will be unimaginable. It can give a lot of pain in one's life. When we do certain wrong things in one's life, it gives some immediate happiness, but it will attract a huge amount of unhappiness. Even the life may fall apart. We cannot come out of that unhappiness for doing one single wrong action. That is why we should get always the guidance of a noble teacher. A traditional teacher should always be there in one's life. Then we will be always secured, protected by giving the right teachings, and he will put us in the right track. We don't astray from the track of Atma Jnanam. So Shankara says that may one listen to the traditional teachings by going towards the traditional teacher. Neyam, may one lead his own mind towards what? Sajjana Sankhe, Sajjanam, noble teachers, traditional teachers who can talk about Upanishads, who can talk about Vedanta, who can talk about different types of commentaries given by Shankara, all the Prakarana Grantha treatise, etc., etc. There are people who are posing guru status and misleading people. We should not go there also. Wherever there is a traditional teaching is going on, there only one should go. This is the main thing. People should not go where there is no traditional teaching. If you want to release your suffering and pain, well, you should go to traditional teachings. You don't go where a mass laugh is conducted or some other things are conducted, a good food is conducted, some vibhuti is given which can take away your sufferings, or some locket is given by the Guru. These are all bluffing the people. Remember, where there is no traditional teachings, your mind should not go or collect certain that type of things in your life. Neyam sajjana sange chittam. Always go to traditional teachers who always talk about traditional teachings, Vedanta. What Veda says, what Vedanta says. This is called traditional teachings. Okay. Neyam sajjana sange chittam. May one lead the mind towards sajjana, to the noble people. And at last he say in another sadhana, Deyam, may one give. Suppose a person who have the capacity, who has enough money for his survival also, and excess money is also there. Then you become Kuduttu Vaittavan. Give all the money for the right people so that it will come in the right time towards you. That's why Kuduttu Vaittavan. A lucky person is always called Kuduttu Vaittavan because he already donated certain amount of money for the noble people so that it will come towards him. So here he says very, very, very clearly in the last line, Deyam, may one give Dina Janaya for the right person. Dina Janaya, really who is need, who is eligible to receive your money. Dina Janaya, who is in trouble or who is eligible to receive your money, may one donate certain amount of money as a charity or the sake of help of others or support to others. Deyam Dina Janaya Chittam. Remember, the action is being validated, marked by the Karmadyaksha, the Lord. The mind to give for others is very important, whatever it may be. If you have a dress excess, I can donate somebody and it will come right time in my life. Whether it is money, whether it is dress, whatever it may be. May one donate according to Yatha Shakti, one's own strength, if you have excess. Remember, one needs to give the money for an eligible person. Dina Janaya, who is Adhikari to receive your money. Eligible. Patratvam. Without the eligibility to receive the money, if you give certain things to somebody who is a drunk or some other people, that money, you are encouraging somebody to do wrong things in their life. You know, when you go to some pilgrim places, you know, some holy places in Tamil Nadu or Kerala, there will be always some people who are wearing orange and begging money from you. Even though their stomach is filled 3 or 4 times daily because free Annadanam is going on around that holy places, still they want money to drink or to buy cigarettes, to buy certain things. You don't encourage them. Not all the orange clothes are committed to the Vedanta or in the spiritual pursuit. There are cowards. There are thieves. Because it is one of the best way of hiding oneself. Nobody will hurt you when you are in orange in holy places, you know, because they say he's a sadhu, Sami Chulwa. But if you know that person, this person really a noble person, this person needs some money because he is suffering from certain things, then you give Dina Janaya. Suppose a person is in trouble, you should help. Yada Shakti, according to your own strength. You need not to give, which will be questioning your own existence. I have given up everything, now I don't have. No, not like that. You need to survive. And from that, if you have something to give for somebody, you give to a right person. Neyam, Deyam, Dina Janaya Chitta Vittam, money. May one donate money for the right people in this world, so that it will come towards you. As you sow, so you reap. We know that this simple logic. If you do good things in this world is a big farm, agricultural field, and you are doing something good in this world, then it will come multiplying into 1,000 or 10,000 way. You donate a fruit for a person. In the right time, it will come towards you, multiplying into 10 or 1,000 or 100, So any noble action, what you do in this world, being an agricultural field like, it will come in double or triple or in any other multiple. May one do the right things in this world for others, for the eligible person, so that one can easily get all kinds of benefits from the Lord in the right time. Deyam, it will, see, Puja Swamiji always says when we are studying that, always give for others till your mind get pain. I don't have anything to give. That is called proper dhanam. He used to say when he was giving the lecture. The mind should have that pain. No, I don't have anything to give. I should give something. Then it will come towards you. There is a proverb among the villages in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. When you take water from the well, the well will be always in the pure condition, and it will be always in the right amount of water covered. It will not go down. The more you give, more you take from the well, again and again new water will come and the level will be cleared. Similarly, the more you give for the right people, immediately Lord will put another thing and you will be spending again. The whole life is to do good things for others. That's why we have hands. That's why we have eyes. That's why we have mouth. Through that, certain actions we do for the sake of the welfare of others, for the well-being of others. That is been told by Deyam Dina Janaya Chittam. Then come to the next shloka, and I will give the connection, and also I will explain this shloka. Sukhatat kriyate Rama bhogah Paschat hanta sharire rokah Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam Tadabina munchadi papa charanam. Again. Sukhata kriyate Rama bhogah Paschat hanta sharire rokah Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam Tatapina munchadi papa charanam. Even though these are all the facts to be done by a human being, what we have already consulted, what we have already studied, that Geyam Gita Gana Sahasram, Deyam Shripadi Rupam Ajashram, Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam, Deyam Dina Chanaya Chavittam. Even though these are all the facts to be done in one's life, but most of the people, what they do, this is being told in this slogan. What is being done without having any compromise, that will be denied to be done by the ordinary people who don't have the capacity to think what they will do by their natural instinct. For the sake of happiness, due to the happiness, they get indulged. Kriyate, they get completely soaked in different types of arama bhoga, which are comfort and which are meant for pleasures. Simply, I will give the meaning. People will be always behind sense pleasures. They are all interested to get a worldly thing and get connected or get a contact with the worldly thing and enjoy the world. Senses come into contact with the worldly thing, and a certain amount of happiness you get. People are interested always in the worldly things because they have a mistaken idea that worldly things are the source of happiness. Shankara says in Viveka Chudamani, Kuranga Madanga Padanga Bringa Minaha Panchapihi Anchate. 5 animals are listed by Adi Shankara. Kurangam, a deer whose listening is 100%. It can listen a sound for 5 kilometers. All other senses are weak. The poor eyesight or the taste, everything is less. But the listening is in full measure. By taking this advantage, the hunter slowly sings the voice of the female deer and attract the male deer towards him. Just only one sense having the full measure, still this male deer fall as a prey for the hunter by listening to the sweet voice of the female deer made by the hunter, and it will fall as a prey. Then the hunter will shoot the arrow towards the deer when it is in the reach, in his reach. Kurangam, even though one sense is in full measure, all other senses are not in full measure, still it will become prey. Kurangam. Madangam, a male elephant is being captured, making a big hole in the earth and keeping low stems hiding this big hole, keeping some palm leaves, etc., and keeping a female elephant in this side, and this male elephant just run towards this female elephant. Why? He wants certain pleasures with this female elephant because the sensibility in the skin is so much powerful in male elephants. That is why Madayana, only one elephant in the world, get mad when the time of that hormones are being ready to drop from the body. They want their female elephant near to them. That's why they become mad elephant on that particular time. No other living beings in the world become this type of condition. Only the elephant, due to the higher potential of having the sex, it will become mad on that specific time. Taking this advantage, keeping the female elephant and making a big hole in the earth, in the forest, and hiding that hole with a lot of palm leaves, as though it is a walk, is a path for the elephant. This elephant is being attracted. All other things are very poor. Ear sight is poor for elephant. Only this, the level of sensation of the skin is so in higher level. Still the elephant get trapped. Only one sense is in full measure. The skin, the touching, the sensation of touching is in higher level. Kurangam, Madangam, Padangam. Eyes of the bees and eyes of the butterflies are the most powerful eyes we have known from the scientists. They get attracted towards the fire they think that fire is one of the best thing to get attracted. Due to the light, they will go and fall as a prey in this fire. Padangam. Bringam, a wasp, an insect, six-legged insect. What he will do, taking the nectar from the flower, due to the sensation, the taste of the tongue make it to fall asleep inside the flower itself. And when the flower shut down in the evening, this insect get trapped. The deer get trapped only even though one sense is in high potential. The elephant get trapped even though only one sense is in high potential. Padangam, Bringam, the insect which is only having one sense in higher potential, higher level, full measure in full level, the taste of the tongue. Kurangam, Madangam, Padangam, Bringam, Meena, fish. You know, shark have the capacity to know the smell of the blood even 40 kilometers far. Fishes have the tremendous capacity if their food is there inside the water. For the food, they will get hooked or they will get trapped in the fishing nets. Even though all other senses are in poor, the taste of the tongue, the smell of the food, all these things make other insects fall as a prey. They don't have the 5 senses in full measure. Only one of the senses they are having in full measure. Still they will get trapped. Now Shankara says, what to talk about a human being whose 5 senses are in full measure? Eyes are in full measure, ears are in full measure. They want the perfect music, they want the perfect sight, they want the perfect tasty food. One ulundu vada is not tasty, we will deny it and we will search for another good ulundu vada because our taste is so much, inside our mouth. We want a good fragrance. That's why a lot of perfumes are available. So Shankara says that what to talk about a human being whose senses are in highly potential, 5 senses, it will get trapped easily in this pursuit of enjoying the worldly objects. That is what been elaborated in the here also. Sukata kriyade arama bhogaha. In the younger age, in the right time, without thinking about the liberation or without thinking the human goal, they go on enjoying the worldly pleasures. Paschat, after that, the body gets deteriorated, weakened, then the diseases are ready to attack. And we know that definitely the death will come. Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam. Everybody is subject to death. Once the diseases are attacked, the life is not going to move in our life. The life is not going to get in a longer way. Maranam sharanam. Still, the person is not ready to give up the papa acharanam. Doing the wrong duties and doing the wrong things in their life, they don't give up. Even though these are all the reality, enjoying the worldly pleasures will make the body easily weaken. Even though after weakened, even though they know that my death is very near to me, still they don't give up the papa acharanam. They are not ready to give up the wrong actions in their life. We will elaborate this sloga in the next class and we will go to the new sloga. Now we will stop the class and we will go to the prayer and we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.